He goes for a swim at the beach and drowns. But now his wife wonders, is he alive? And there's more to the story. We are taking your calls. I want to go out to Bonnie Drucker on the story. Bonnie, Raymond Roth, husband, father, goes swimming. He takes off his shoes, his wallet, his I believe his Rolex watch, and leaves there on the beach to go for a swim. He's never seen again. His wife becomes suspicious. Why would a husband and father just walk out on their life, never to be seen again? How does that happen, Bonnie Drucker?
Well, Nancy, all we could say is money, because this guy just vanished off the beach. His son calls 911, Jonathan, 22-year-old kid, and says, "Oh my God, my father is missing. I saw him go into the water up to his chest." Police launched this massive search, 40 people in the water, and this guy is nowhere, Nancy, to be found.
Joining me right now, Brian Davis. This is the husband, Raymond Roth's lawyer, and Joey Jackson, the defense attorney for his son. His son, Jonathan Roth, is now accused of helping his own father fake his death and get money, all behind the mom's back. According to police, she should have been suspicious. So, bottom line, Bonnie Drucker, before I go to the lawyers, what did the email say?
Oh, Nancy, it seemed like this was planned out between father and son. Raymond Roth apparently sent the son an email and said, "Hey, let me know how this is going. I need to get in touch with you." Also, he gave him a phone number where to call in the state of Florida. So there is an email trail at this point, Nancy.
To Joey Jackson, the defense attorney for Jonathan Roth, I see where your client purportedly writes, "Don't let that a-hole give away the house." Who would the a-hole be in this scenario?
Well, I can't tell you who any a-hole would be, Nancy. I can just tell you that there was quite a relationship between the father and son, and it wasn't a good one. And we're going to learn throughout the course of this case about a few things. One thing we'll learn about is abuse. Another thing we'll learn about is coercion, and yet another is manipulation. And based upon those things, I think it'll become clear the context of the emails and why these allegations were leveled against my client and how he got involved to begin with.
Okay, Joey Jackson, you've got a pretty good reputation as a defense attorney throughout your region. And I know that you know the law for coercion. You've basically got to have a loaded gun at your head, a la Patty Hearst, to say, "Oh, they made me do it." Brian Davis is with me. He is the attorney for the husband who drowns, Raymond Roth. Brian Davis joining me from Garden City. You, too, have an excellent reputation as a defense attorney. So I'm wondering who a jury is going to think is the a-hole in this scenario, and I don't think it's going to be the unwitting wife and mother waiting at home. So what about Joey Jackson's claim, Brian Davis, that your client coerced him and, I guess, abused him into helping this fake death?
Well, we don't see any abuse there. They were described to me by family as being more buddy-buddy than father-son. So I don't see a claim of duress, and I agree. In New York, for a claim of duress, you almost have to have the gun pointed at his head or holding someone hostage, and that certainly wasn't the case here.
You know, Brian Davis, you may have a pretty good chance because in this country, in this world, you can disappear. There's no crime against disappearing. So that won't be a problem, but trying to fake a death for monetary gain and rip off an insurance company, forget about the angry wife at home. That's a serious crime. What about it, Brian?
Well, Nance, the angry wife at home, the loss of the job. I heard what your two other commentators said. I think we have a combination here of the first scenario of the person who goes to pick up cigarettes at the store and disappears, and the second one who does have psychiatric issues. I mean, there was a car accident when he was very young. He suffered brain damage, and he's had issues his entire life. And it's really come to light in the last couple months.
Then how did he hold down that nice job as a computer exec?
He held on to it, but there were issues. I mean, remember, how did he lose the job? He got complaints from fellow employees. That's how he lost the job. Whether they were true or not, I don't know. I'm not involved in that part of the case.